Today on our show,
Skynet designed the perfect weapon? After a 70-year-old man?
Cable came back from the future, and he looks a little bit like Thanos.
and Andy goes back to high school. Today on Last in Line.
See, I told you we should have left earlier. Don't worry, we just missed the previews. But I like the previews. So watch it on your phone. Stop being a baby.
Tickets.
3, please.
You three together?
I mean, we're not together.
Theater 1 on your right.
Welcome to First Look. Try only
Is that Dave? No, that's not Dave.
First Look.
Shut up and stop kicking the seats! We're trying to watch the movie!
Hey, welcome one and all to the podcast equivalent of showing up late to the theater and getting stuck with your neck jammed all the way back in the front row. It's awkward and it's uncomfortable, and that's exactly what this is going to be. We got a lot of things we want to get to tonight, but we're going to get started here immediately. Joining me as always, it's Mr. Nat Martin.
Oh, thank you for the nice intro. I have to say, I'm super happy right now because I can't wait for Andy's review for Banshee. You don't know how excited I am, how I wanted to hear your review, but
Pressure.
I know.
Well, yeah, we'll get to it though. And on the other side of the table, we've got Andy. Andy, you lost our last game of Taglines. So,
Yes.
Guys, what we do here is we like to play this game called Taglines at the very end of our show. The more you listen, the more you're going to learn how to play.
Hit an episode.
You just got to listen to an episode. It'll pick it up in no time. What we get to do here is the winner picks something for the loser to watch. And then the loser has to watch and review it, and it's usually something they've never heard of. So, Andy, you lost our very first game of Taglines.
Yes, he did.
Nat is the reigning and first champion of this game ever.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's
feel
true.
like those questions were a little biased.
What about them was biased?
I feel like it was all questions, all taglines that he knew.
Well, I mean, Lake Placid, right? Lake Placid is what it came down to. It came down to that.
Yeah, they did and stuff.
No,
that's how I won
it
it.
was-
That's how I
is
won
it?
it.
Ready to rumble.
It was Ready to Rumble, yeah.
But the Lake Placid helped a lot, and then it was like Ready to Rumble was like the final nail in the coffin. It was like, yeah, I got this in the bag. I won the game and stuff, so I made Andy watch an episode of Banshee. Now, if you've not seen Banshee, the Cinemax show, I think it was like 2011, 2012. That's when it came out and stuff. But basically, it's a very adult show because it's Cinemax and stuff. So I gave you episode 3. Meet the new boss, Andy.
Yes.
What give us your review?
Well, and I feel like we have to preface this by saying that you've never seen an episode. Like, he's starting you at this episode.
Oh, yeah. He's not seen the
You
pilot,
don't know the
no.
characters. You don't know the plots. You don't know anything that's weaved together. Like,
I'm gonna wash over a lot of stuff that I just didn't really understand, but I'll give you the meat of it.
All right.
Okay, so the episode starts out with this chick taking out these guys on a rooftop. These guys look like mob muscle or something, but she's dropping them left and right like a female Jason Bourne. And then I finally see her face, and I'm like, oh snap! It's the American girl from Love Actually. Now she's doing all this to get into this old man's penthouse. She doesn't kill him, but she has this weird long conversation. I don't really understand what's going on. I haven't seen the first 2 episodes, but after the conversation, she tranks him in the neck, kisses him on the cheek, and she's like, bye, daddy. Real Empire Strikes Back kind of stuff, but not really. So then after the credits, we get into the meat of the episode, okay? The show takes place in this little podunk town called Banshee, and everything and everyone answers to this ex-Amish mob guy named something like Clem or Kai or something. So Kai puts up a bunch of money to help these Native Americans in town host a big MMA fight at their casino. They bring in this fighter, a big black dirtbag named Sanchez. Now, you don't know he's a dirtbag yet, but you will. Trust me, you will.
Oh, yeah,
so
you will.
they're pulling out all the stops to pamper this dirtbag. One being they give him this real expensive-looking watch. I don't know what kind of watch it is, but it looks expensive. A Rolex is still around. Anyways, remember the watch.
Yeah.
They also leave a naked girl with a bow on her for him in his trailer. You don't have to remember her because you never see her again. Meanwhile, we see Love Actually again at a funeral, looking a little less Jason Bourne and a little more soccer mom. This is where we see her first interaction, at least in this episode, with the main character. This guy, I guess, spent 15 years in prison, and now he's come back to this town, and he's the new sheriff. And they show a bunch of flashbacks of him getting the crap beat out of him in prison, and he looks like he's taken a couple beatings in the face because he's got a real bad underbite. So now throughout the whole episode, Love Actually and Sheriff Underbite have this weird tension going on between them. Seems like a real love-hate relationship, kind of like me and Carbs. Next we see Sheriff Underbite at the casino. Next we see Sheriff Underbite at the casino hanging out with his buddy played by Pops from Luke Cage. I mean, I don't think he's the same character because, spoiler alert, Pops dies. But either way, it looks like Marvel let him keep his wardrobe, which was nice of them. So they're at the casino, and Dirtbag Sanchez is sparring, and he leans over and invites a cocktail waitress to meet him at his trailer later. Cut back to the trailer. These two are getting it on. And then he starts getting rough with her, and then he starts punching her in the face and throwing her all over the trailer. It's real brutal. Cut to her in the hospital, looking like she just went 12 rounds. Sheriff Underbite and his deputy are there, and they're pissed. They go back to the casino, and the Amish mob boss and Sanchez's manager are like, hey, we get it, but can you please arrest him after the fight? And it looks like he's going to fold, but his deputy is like, really? Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. And he has this real turning point, and he's like, nuh-uh, and walks over to Dirtbag Sanchez and says, you're under arrest. And Sanchez is like, I don't feel like I'm under arrest. And Sheriff Underbite says, oh, you're gonna feel it. And then they start duking it out. They're beating the crap out of each other, and the sheriff not pulling any punches. In fact, the guy's breaking the guy's arm. He breaks his wrist. The sheriff even blocks a punch with his elbow and breaks the guy's hand. So no surprise, the sheriff wins. But now it looks even worse than the cocktail wagers. So his buddy Pops goes and picks him up. I don't know if that's his name in the show. I'm just calling him Pops.
No, that's fine.
Goes and picks him up and carries him out. And as they're walking away, Pops goes, I had a lot of money invested in this fight. What am I going to do now? And that's when the Sheriff Underbite opens his hand and shows him the watch. He stole the dirtbag's watch. And that's the end of the show.
Wait, you didn't stay for the stinger?
Was there an after credits?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. Like every episode has a stinger. Like after the end credits, they really have a stinger.
Oh, okay. Well, you should have told me that. I didn't know. It was in a Marvel production.
You're not gonna stick around till after the credits. Although I stick around till after the credits for everything. Have you seen Congo?
No.
There was no stinger at the end of Congo.
Have you seen Spider-Man?
I haven't yet, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
All right, so I have to ask. All right.
I have to interrupt you because I have to ask. Why Banshee? Like, what about it were you just like, oh, Andy's gotta see this?
Okay. Banshee to me is one of the it's a great show to me. And the reason why I gave you that episode was because Sheriff Underbite, I thought he would be a good Batman. The way he fought and the way he kind of broods and has that look of like that 5 o'clock shadow and like, I hate the world and this and that.
Yeah, but that cowl will not cover that underbite. Like, I would know who that was right away.
I feel really left out because I haven't seen an episode of Banshee.
So I think you might like it. Yeah, it was.
I feel like I just am lost.
But I like it because it's got a cool intro.
Even after my really in-depth analysis?
Yeah. I'm not there.
No, but it's one of those shows where it's got a bunch of cool characters. Like you said, you have an ex-Amish guy who got exiled or excommunicado from the Amish, so he becomes like a criminal, like basically a drug lord. Who
you don't know he's Amish until. I didn't know he was Amish until this. There's a scene where he's in a car having an argument with his niece, and he's like, "My mama won't talk to me. Your mama won't talk to me." She's like, "That's what happens when you get shunned." You're like, "Oh snap! This guy used to be Amish."
Yeah, and then you have like Native Americans here, and then you have Pops, and you have Sheriff Underbite.
Jesus, look, I feel like we could talk about Banshee all night.
I know, we can,
especially but we got a lot of stuff to cover.
Yes,
so
we do.
Let's keep moving the way we like to continue each and every night. We like to take a look at the big stories in Hollywood that are happening in cinema around us. We like to call this segment the Movie News Rundown.
It's the movie news rundown, and it seems to me, with all these movies coming out, there's too much to see. And we are giving you a list of our Oscar picks. We're just telling you which ones look like the best flicks.
This is the movie news rundown. What we like to do here is we like to take a look at some of the bigger stories happening in the week in the world of cinema. One of the big things happening this week was this whole Netflix Disney deal.
Yes.
What do we think about this?
Yeah, I kind of get. Disney has a lot of property that they would be taking with them.
Right.
I was assuming they would also be taking Marvel.
Yeah,
and
I think that's what everyone's kind of talking about. It's like,
well, that's what it came in. Netflix right now is trying to make a deal with Disney to try to keep the Marvel movies and the Lucasfilms, so you can keep in Star Wars. Now they're gonna lose Pixar and Disney, so bye bye to Zootopia and Moana, but they're gonna try to keep. Like Civil War, Doctor Strange, or whatever upcoming Marvel movies. Now, as far as the TV shows, like Defenders, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, everyone's favorite, Iron Fist, those are those are Netflix shows. Those are owned by Netflix. They bought the rights. They're distributed, so those will stay in Netflix and stuff. But as far as the whole streaming thing, it's gonna drive consumers mad.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where it's like just the same thing with the Reformation. It's like, okay, we have all these different denominations. Let's just all be Netflix.
No, yeah, and exactly, and that's the thing. Like, I know it's not kind of going off of a bit of movie news, but like. FX also announced that they're also doing their own streaming service, and also
is that FX or FXX or FXXX?
It's under the same.
Well, yeah, it's like this year when CW pulled all their shows off Hulu. It's a free app, right? You have it, but like I don't have a Roku box, and I'm streaming everything off my PlayStation, so it's just like. I'm not going to pay for more services, and I'm not going to go buy something else because I can't use what you have.
No, and you brought a great point about, like, we might as well just go back to cable and stuff because, you're already paying as much as you would pay for cable subscription.
Pay for cable, and then I'll use on demand for free.
Yeah.
I'm paying for it, and then I have everything I want at my hands. It's so, I don't know. Andy, where are you at with it?
I think that, I think it's Amazon that's kind of... Well, and Hulu does it too, where they kind of take like a smaller streaming service and adopt it onto there, so you can watch Showtime stuff on Hulu, and you can watch little stuff on Amazon Prime. So I think the three major companies will stay the same. But it seems like everyone's going that way of wanting their own streaming service. DC Comics TV is doing that too.
Yeah, but like you said, Amazon. Yeah, you can go on Amazon Prime and you actually watch, Star shows, Showtime Star, even HBO. But you're still paying for that subscription of, even on top of that Amazon Prime. So, but yeah, it's too much money, too many stuff. I don't think people are gonna be.
Whatever, you're gonna buy every single one that comes out.
No, I'm not. So,
yeah, you are.
How many streaming services do you own right now?
Right now, 5.
6.
Watch. No, I subscribe to WWE Network, Netflix, Hulu, Sling TV.
Right. Well, see, it's like, what do you need that for?
And HBO, because the only reason why we have Sling TV is for sports, because live sports.
And Amazon.
Amazon.
Oh yeah, and Amazon. So that's 6. Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of remakes and things we don't need, Terminator's back in the news again, and it's like. The franchise we won't just let die. We're milking it for all it's worth.
Yeah.
It's and the thing is, what did Arnold say recently? He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna play a human in this." So they're gonna give us the backstory to the Terminator. Like the Terminator was modeled after this 70-year-old man.
Mm.
What about him is so badass that they're making robots after him? Like, Andy, you're the sci-fi guy.
I know the guy's in good shape for 70, but he's still 70, and I know is it supposed to be James Cameron?
Yeah, James Cameron and David Ellison, right?
Okay. Well,
he's the rights holder right now.
Yeah,
he's got the technology. He could probably spend the whole movie making him look like he's 20. So, but I just don't think that we need any more of this. It should just be done.
And then I also need to remind people again. I have to keep reminding people of good movies or good moments in bad movies or good movies. But in Terminator Salvation, you do see Arnold in the cameo because he does come out of the pod and he is the younger, 80s, Terminator that shows up in front of, Kyle Reese and John Connor. And then they blow him up. So it was like a brief, 10 seconds that he was CGI to his young self.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember not looking very good at all.
Well,
I blocked that entire movie out. I don't remember that. I don't remember Genesis.
Exactly.
I saw that.
I don't
was
remember
like,
Rise of the Machines.
Exactly. That's the reason why you don't remember, because they're like, oh, they won't remember because they haven't seen the movie. Let's do it again in this make a brand new movie.
I blocked it out because it was a bad movie.
Yeah, but they're counting on that. That's why they're making this thing.
God, I want it to be good. I want every movie to be good, but I have no faith in this.
I did. I really did in the beginning when, the whole, what we did about James Cameron getting back the rights. We thought, okay, yeah, he's filmmaker and stuff. But after this, I don't know. Now I'm kind of, I feel the same way I feel with Justice League. I want it to be good.
Hopefully optimistic.
Hopefully optimistic. I want this to be good. But yeah, it just seems like there's so much.
That's not ever hopefully optimistic.
Oh, so much.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have a lot of hope for it. But, I'll eat my words if it's good. And it's not like we're not going to go see it. I mean, it is Terminator.
I know, it is. Well, I want to ask, are you planning to go see T2 when it comes back to the movie theaters?
I didn't know that.
What? You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, this year they're going to re-show it in the movie theater in 3D.
Are we going to go see it?
Well, I am. I don't know about you two.
It's going to be probably a one-night only event. I can't get off work. You guys can ruin it for me.
We're going to ruin Judgment Day for you?
No, it'll be like a short run. Do you remember when they re-release Phantom Menace in 3D?
I think everyone blocked that out as well.
Oh my goodness. No, they showed it for a short run, 2-3 weeks. So, I mean,
Well, for the longest time, that's how George Lucas made his money, was just re-showing movies in theaters.
And what they did was basically they went back to the movie, made it 3D to actually look real 3D and stuff.
You know what? I'm going to use that as a jumping off point, because speaking of going back to movies, we got to talk about Three Ninjas here today.
And our little round table.
At our little round table discussion here for the day. Three Ninjas, possibly one of the greatest franchises of all time.
Question mark,
I guess. What is there to say? I wanted to consider it one of the greatest franchises because I have such fond memories. But now that we went back this week and we rewatched it, I have so many questions. It's bad.
Say what you will.
It doesn't hold up.
Okay, I put it on the other day, and I had it on just to kind of be in the background, but as soon as it started playing, I was zoned in. It was like I was a 6-year-old kid again watching it for the first time. And I mean, even the cheesy stuff in it, because it is cheesy.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, but I just felt like I was a kid again watching it, and it still had the nostalgia factor. But watching it, I remembered watching it as a kid and realizing, watching it, and like, oh my gosh, that's not the same guy when they have a stunt double in there. You can totally tell it's a different guy.
Yeah. When you go back and watch it now, you're just like, man, this does not hold up. This is not what I remember.
But for me, what made it way worse was, when I watched it as a kid, I didn't think twice about it. It's like, hey, we're fighting bad guys, let's kick and punch. But then when we rewatched it, you find out that, part one, they're like criminals and drug lords that the FBI are trying to go against.
They're gun runners.
They're gun runners. And stuff. But no, come on. Drug running and drug smuggling, they kind of run in the same path and stuff. Have you not seen Sons of Anarchy?
What a horrible grandfather they have.
Oh, yeah.
He is so irresponsible.
He's teaching them to protect themselves.
From start to finish, he is so irresponsible. He's just like, you know what? They're fine. I let them fight it out with these grown adults. In the very beginning of this movie, every adult in this movie is so angry. The movie starts out and they're learning to fight. They're doing all this stuff with the grandpa, and then Snyder and his goons show up at the cabin, right?
Yeah.
All the ninjas jump out. They're wearing black ninja garb,
with safety goggles.
With safety goggles, but it's the middle of the day. The sun is out. You don't need to be wearing that.
To interject, he did tell them to stay inside.
No, I'm not talking about the kids. The grown-ups, the adults are in full ninja outfits. Mm-hmm. It's the middle of the day. Black is not going to hide you. If anything, it's going to overheat you.
Yeah.
This was like the middle of the summer in California. So they get so angry. Tum Tum, he pokes one of the ninjas in the ass with the salad tongs.
Yeah.
And oh my god, he gets so angry, he chases him with a sword. Like, the entire opening scene is the grown adult ninjas being so mad about that one thing that they chase a bunch of children around with katanas.
Again, I think we're glossing over the fact that the father who works for the FBI, basically their sons mess with a criminal who now have to go into witness protection because now the FBI has to protect these kids and stuff because they had to poke around and kick and punch these bunch of goons, even though, they were terrible goons, but still, the FBI has to come in now. They have to yellow tape everything and say, hey, now you gotta move in Kansas and change your name to, Bill Dotree or something like that.
Well, and not to mention, if this was 2017 and this movie had come out, these kids would be in foster care. They would be in really heavy therapy. When they're coming back from their grandpa's cabin, they're singing that song about shooting their teacher. You're singing about a school shooting, and the grandpa just smiles and laughs boys will be boys. No. They're little masochists, and they're probably gonna do something bad in the future.
Well, they did. If you go with the sequels, the sequel, part 2, they steal the dad's credit card. They go to Japan.
No. They use their grandpa's credit card.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. They use the grandpa's credit.
I did just rewatch this.
It's still credit fraud. It's you can still go to prison. You can still. Have you not seen Orange Is the New Black?
I didn't make it through the first season.
The one of the girls, the dude that becomes a girl. The reason he's in jail is because credit card fraud. So.
Well, okay. There's so much more to talk about with this movie that's wrong.
And then
all I'll say is the second one was always my favorite, but I do have one gripe with it because this movie came out at a pivotal. This movie came out at a pivotal.
Pivotal.
You're welcome.
Thank you. There you go.
This movie came out at a pivotal time in my young life, and what they taught me with how to hit a ball in Little League was completely wrong, and it ruined my baseball career, and I blame this movie for that.
That's okay. I'm sorry. Look, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm jumping back. I'm jumping back to the first 3 ninjas because
the first one's not that good.
There's so much wrong with this movie. When the surfer dudes, the kidnappers, come into the house, first the kids are like, we should call the cops. They're like, no, we can take them. Okay, so run the risk first of being killed or kidnapped, and then they take them. But Colt, here's my big thing, is Colt goes into the room that his mother is painting, and he's like, oh, I'll spray paint my mask, and I'll spray paint my robes white so I blend in with all the sheets and everything. He spray paints his mask and immediately puts it on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you know anything about spray paint, it does not dry that quickly. I don't care how fast drying it is. It does not dry that quickly.
Maybe they got that primer one, that quick and primer one.
Even that. No. That entire time that he's running through that room fighting these 3 guys, he's huffing that paint. He's breathing. He was so high by the end of that. I guarantee you. And we just wrote it off and let it go.
I don't know.
See, as a kid, I would never have thought that.
I can really see the father in you coming out right now.
I don't like the first one. The first one's to me it's boring. I like the second one. Second and third.
Me too.
Also, no, I'm jumping back again.
You're not. No, you're done with the first one. No, we're done.
Emily and Rocky's can phone work.
We're done with the first one.
No, how does that work? Explain the science to me behind that.
No, I'm not.
It's 2 cans. There's no string. It's just 2 cans, and they can hear each other.
Yeah, you can't do it with string. There's
no string. There's no string.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
It's a fishing pole.
Watch it again.
It's a fishing wire.
No, it is not.
Right. So I'm done with the first one. The first one and stuff. I like the second one better. better.
You know,
At least they go to Japan in that one.
You know, and that's
there's
fine.
like more international and stuff. And then at least the second one, then you have the plot of like, you know, the old Japanese guy who's trying to steal the dagger so he can go into a cave to steal all the gold. And at least you have that. At least it's more like a Goonies type, you know, movie where like the kids are trying to, you know, they realize at the end that, you know, we gotta save.
Do you know what bothers me about Three Ninjas Kickback?
What about it?
It's that the parents don't seem to be bothered at all that 2 of their 3 sons have gone missing.
No, all 3.
No. From the start to finish.
I know what you're talking about.
2 of their 3 sons have gone missing. And they've just been completely written off and recasted.
Yeah.
Parents don't seem to mind. They don't seem to notice.
Well, when you give them a check for money.
I just thought the older one went through a really big growth spurt.
Why does every movie villain have a gun and never use it?
I know. It's the whole point of, you know, it's a kid's movie, so I can show my gun, but I just can't fire my gun directly at the kids and stuff. It's just...
Not only did he have a gun, he had rocket launchers.
Did he?
That's what he was selling.
Yeah,
Oh,
the first
yeah.
one. We're not going back to the first one, but still, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kickback.
No, Kickback he had.
That was a knife, right?
At least in the sequel, Kickback, the Japanese dude had swords because he was all samurai and stuff. So at least that I'll give him that. At least they wrote a villain where like, okay, he doesn't have a gun, but he has a sword. But still, it's a katana,
and he redeems himself at the end.
The third one, though, it's basically a boss hog going, "Oh, these damn kids trying to ruin my toxic,
my God.
dumping toxic waste in the Native American land."
Three Ninjas Knuckle Up?
Yeah.
Okay, like, one, that was shot, right? It was shot to be the sequel to Three Ninjas.
Yes, it was. And it was actually shot after
Three Ninjas, right?
Three Ninjas.
And then there was a legal dispute, and so it got released third.
Well, actually, it got poor reviews, poor testing, so they canned it, and then they filmed Kickback, and then it got positive reviews, so they put it in theatrical. Now, if you notice, Knuckleback never had a theatrical run; it just went straight to straight to video stuff.
Not DVD.
I know. That's like
Straight to VHS.
No, that's how I stopped.
Straight to Betamax.
No, it's VHS.
Knuckle Up. I don't think Knuckle Up was that bad, but maybe it's just because I
finally found love.
I have my rose-colored glasses on when I think back to Knuckle Up. But like, the big thing is, if you were to make that movie now, the internet would be so mad. It'd be like, oh, 3 little white boys have to save the Native American village? Like, yeah, well, I mean, I can see why you'd be upset about that.
Oh, at least you can go and say, hey, we're taking it back.
Right, and the time span, like, I don't know how long that movie is. It feels like it was maybe 72 hours. And those kids just ran around totally by themselves the entire movie. The parents didn't seem to care, notice, or mind. They were just like, the kids are gone? Okay.
Yeah, and you talk about the first movie with the ninjas wearing black out in the middle of the day. What about in the third one when they're wearing their flannel ninja outfits out in the desert?
Well, yeah, but they weren't ninjas. They were boss hogs.
No, the three
lackeys.
ninjas.
Yeah, the kids.
Were they wearing those?
Yeah, they were.
At one point they were, yes.
Yeah, at one point.
I guess I got to go back and rewatch it. Oh no. Okay, just real quick, because I know
you can talk about it.
I think that this is the one that you probably remember the most, Andy. High Noon at Mega Mountain. Can we just real quick? We can't talk about the Three Ninjas franchise without talking about High Noon at Mega Mountain.
All right, go for it.
1, everyone was recasted except for the grandpa.
Yep.
2, you cast Jim Varney as your villain. You're like, you watch the Ernest movies and you go, you know who would be a good villain? Ernest. The only way I see that is if you had watched Ernest Goes to Jail, and then you're like, man, evil Ernest.
Yeah, he was evil in that movie.
He was evil. There was he almost raped that girl.
Yeah, and attempted murder on a bunch of people. Yeah.
No, see, rewatch Ernest Goes to Jail.
It's one of those. Is this a kids movie?
Yeah, it's shocking what's in that movie.
I didn't see it.
I will say, I think for Jim, he went to his agent and said, I'm tired of playing the good guy. I want to be the villain. I want to sink my teeth and those kind of roles. And then his agent's like, well, we got High Noon and Mega Mountain.
He goes, he's like, sign me up.
Sign me up.
My favorite thing about that whole movie is, I'm really stretching here. My favorite thing about High Noon and Mega Mountain is his plan was kidnap Dave Dragon, played by Terry Hogan. He wasn't
Hulk Hogan.
He wasn't playing Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
If you watch the credits, he was Terry Hogan.
It's still
he was trying to Dwayne
Hulk.
The Rock Johnson. He was trying to separate himself.
He's trying to go legit.
He was trying to be legit. Dave Dragon, they're trying to kidnap him, and they're like, we want $10 million or you're never going to get Dave back, and we're going to kill everyone at this park. They went in with machine guns. They weren't going to kill them with machine guns. No. Their plan was, let's just turn up the speed on all the rides. You're going to either make people sick or dizzy. They're not going to die. Because they were still getting on and off the rides.
You retelling that plot, it almost sounds to me is like, imagine Hans Gruber goes into Nakatomi Tower and says, we have Brad Pitt. If you don't give us $10 million, we'll kill Brad Pitt. Like, why are we paying high money for actors?
Well, yeah, and why that's ridiculous? Not because it's Hulk Hogan. It's because the guy he was...
Oprah Winfrey would pay a lot of money for Brad Pitt.
Well, I think she would pay herself. Like, hold on.
Or Stedman.
Stedman. Take him.
So, Dave Dragon, he's a star of a kid's show, and they're canceling his show. So Jim Varney's master plan was, hey, let's kidnap the star of a show that's been canceled because no one watches it. He's worth $10 million, right? I want to write children's movies because it clearly doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't.
And now we're talking about this.
You can tell these writers think that kids are stupid.
Well, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I was stupid because I loved it when I was little. Now you go back, and now we're talking.
I remember loving High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, High Noon at Mega Mountain, I was a little too old for. But the other three, I was a prime age. But we were talking the other day about High Noon at Mega Mountain because of there's a scene where Jim Varney and his goon squad are coming in off their boat, and they're coming to the amusement park, and it's like built into water, like Cedar Point. And they're on jet skis, and they're coming towards the park, and then they launch up into the air, and their jet skis dive underwater. Okay, which you're thinking, okay, well, do they transform? No. That scene immediately cuts from the jet ski diving underwater to them in scuba gear swimming into a pipe. Okay? At what point in time did they transport jet skis for scuba gear? It's so, like, the editing is lazy. There's so much wrong with this movie.
I will say,
I could talk about this movie all day.
I will say for the final point and stuff, I think you're right. I think we can write and make a kids movie. Because I mean, look at Emoji Movie. People thought, kids are stupid. They'll watch this.
They are watching it.
It made some money, but it didn't make all the money back. And so, but the point that I'm trying to make is that all you need to do is you put a movie with kids in, let's say, dangerous spots, but not real dangerous because you're not really killing the kids. And then you have goofy villains that just goof around and slapstick and this and that. It's just, and then the plot doesn't really have to be, intelligent. Like you said, they took over an amusement park, held an actor hostage, and then the kids defeat him.
Look, I only want to bring up 2 more points, and then we can move on.
No,
just hear me out. Okay, the first one is the end of the first 3 ninjas. The dad's like, man, I'm glad you guys are okay. And he's an FBI agent, and his partner goes, hey, come on, Sam, we got to do this paperwork. He looks at his partner and goes, nah, you're on your own. I got to take my little heroes out for pizza. End of movie.
Bullshit. We're going to the
first
witness
point to that, does his partner not have a family? Second point, what pizza place is going to be open that late? Come on.
Not only are those great points, but... my first instinct is not taking those kids to pizza. It's getting them therapy. They just fought an entire ship of
I know
ninjas.
we said final points, but do you think those kids really need
therapy? They spent the whole movie trying to prove that they were grown up and mature enough to handle themselves.
And actually, they are trained weapons, themselves. Like, the grandpa trained these kids to be ninjas. They don't need therapy.
Oh my god, they do.
No,
Wait, ready? Okay? Here's the thing. And then we can move on if you want. These three little kids were so good that they fought an entire ship of grown adults trained in martial arts, and they beat them. They beat every single one of them. If they could do that as children, they're going to be like killing machines.
I know.
By the time they're adults.
What makes you think they're going to go back to
They didn't beat them. They got captured. That's why the grandpa had to come in and fight for them. And even then, the guy pulled a gun.
No, they escaped off the ship. The ninja who was wearing ninja garb for some reason and answering phones, he let them out of the cell.
Well, yeah, that point. But I'm talking about
this.
Look, no, I did. I'm talking about after that, after they did fight all those ninjas, then they did get captured again. That's why the grandpa had to fight for their honor.
Point is, these kids, they knew the risk. They knew what they would do if they went and suited up as ninjas and fought these villains. They knew the risk because their grandpa taught them. They don't need no therapy. So,
all right. Final question: does it hold up then?
The first one, no.
No. The entire franchise, as a whole,
no.
Start to finish, 4 movies. Does it hold up?
No.
Oh, if you're putting the fourth one,
we're putting the fourth one. It's part of the franchise. It has 3 ninjas in the title.
No, that's a no for me.
As a franchise, no.
That is a big no for me as well.
For myself, watching the first one again after having not seen it since I was a kid, I felt like that one did.
That was exhausting.
It was. Like, why don't we relax in the lounge?
Welcome to the Geek Lounge, where nerd is the word and the word is good. So adjust your glasses, puff on your inhaler, and make yourself at home in the Geek Lounge. Yeah.
That's right. This is the Geek Lounge. What we like to do here is we like to sit back and get a little nerdy. Nat and Andy and I are huge nerds, and we love to talk about this stuff. We debate this probably the majority of our life so far.
Yeah, if you didn't get our Three Ninjas discussion, you can tell already that we're that kind of, nerdy and have a bunch of passion for movies and, comic book stuff.
I am a nerd. I have my inhaler in hand.
What we're going to do here today is Andy's going to do us a little review of SpiderMan Homecoming. I haven't seen it. Nat hasn't seen it. We didn't get the opportunity to. Andy's going to go back to high school, and he's going to review this for us today. Andy?
Okay, yeah, so I think I'm going to make this a little bit more of a conversational piece. You guys can interject.
Yo, and this is what? Full spoilers, right?
Oh, yeah. Guys, I had texted you guys and asked you if you were all right with me completely spoiling it for you.
I mean, I'll level with you. Like, I actively seek out spoilers for probably everything in my life.
And to be honest, I don't think there's way too big spoilers in this movie, because it seems like it's a nice Marvel movie, really good Marvel movie, but as for stakes and like big spoiler things, I don't think this movie has it. Am I wrong? I mean, you can correct me.
Well, I mean, I guess I didn't really watch too much going into it, but there was a couple spoilers that caught me a little bit. First thing, and it's going to be completely non-linear, Zendaya is MJ.
Oh, the girl in the trailer?
Yes.
Yeah, but she's not Mary Jane.
No, she's
an MJ.
She's Michelle Jones.
Yeah, I mean
MJ.
Yeah,
there was a TV spot with another MJ, Magic Johnson.
What? Jeez.
No, okay. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think this is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie of all that have come out, and I really liked the original Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. That was my top till now. But this is a complete different movie than everything that's come out.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I like Spider-Man 2 a lot.
Yeah,
to me that was the best one.
Everyone going into it, everyone was always like, yeah, this is like a high school movie. This is a high school movie. It's like, okay, but it really is a high school movie. You could tell it's trying to be like a John Hughes movie. There's even a scene where Peter Parker and his friend are at a party in the suburbs, and he sees a explosion out in the middle of nowhere. She's like, oh, I gotta leave the party. I gotta go help them. And he goes running out and shoots out his web, and it goes nowhere because he's shooting it out into a golf course. So he's like, oh crap, what am I going to do? So he looks down and sees all these houses in the suburbs. He has to go run through the backyards of the houses, jumping over fences, breaking fences. And there's even a scene where he runs through the backyard of a house where someone's watching Ferris Bueller and he's like, oh, that's a good movie.
Oh, that's even awesome.
Yes. So it was fun. It was a fun movie. I really liked it. I liked Michael Keaton's Vulture, but if I hadn't watched anything going into it, I might not have known that he was Vulture. That was the one gripe that I had with this movie, is that the villains, it seemed like they were like, okay, Spider-Man villains are a little cheesy, we're going to kind of ground them a little bit. I feel like they grounded them way too much.
I got excited when I saw Vulture, because it's one of those characters that you thought, I don't know if they can do it, translated from the page to the movie, because if you read the comics, it's an old man in a green, eagle suit and stuff, and it looks, in the comics, it was back in the day, it looked, it was fine for the day, but like for today, it doesn't look, it wouldn't pass and stuff.
Yeah.
But the look of it, the technology, I think he's got like jets in the wings to like make him fly.
Yeah.
And stuff.
The whole.
You know an awful lot about this for a guy who hasn't seen it.
No, but if you see the trailer, you can see the wings and you see what it like kind of technology he has and stuff. So like, that's the thing I love about Marvel movies, is they give you this kind of like technology stuff, his suit can do this and his suit can do that, and you believe it because it is believable and stuff. But because they set up that world. But yeah, go on with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, they make it very believable. But and it was a different take on Adrian Toomes than I had seen before. Because the movie starts out with he is a contractor. And he and his guys got this deal to clean up, and I was like watching it, and I was like, is this after Civil War? But it's after the events of the first Avengers movie.
Oh,
the alien invasion.
Yeah.
Okay, and so they got this contract to clean up the city, and he put a lot of money into this with the crew and equipment and stuff like that. And then all these suits come in, and we're like, no, we're taking over. You don't have this job anymore. You know who the people in the suits are? Damage Control.
Oh.
Yep. And so he's pissed off. He's pissed off at Tony Stark and Damage Control for taking that away from him. He decided, okay, I've been a good guy for long enough. I'm going to start, taking stuff into my own hands. Because when they started doing the contracting job, he had a little bit of the alien tech that they started cleaning up. So they took some of that with them and started kind of creating their own weapons, and they became black market weapons sellers for the alien tech.
That is actually pretty cool and stuff.
Also, there's four villains in this movie. You got Vulture.
Okay.
Two of them are in his crew. Another guy, I'd never heard of him before. I guess they call him the Tinkerer.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
And the Shocker.
Oh, Shocker's in this.
The Shocker is in his crew. I didn't know it was the Shocker at first. It was just some guy with a thing on his hand that he punches people and it like blasts,
like a repulsor blast.
Yeah. I didn't know it was the Shocker until there's a scene where, spoilers again, Michael Douglas gets mad at this guy, and so he takes his gun and shoots him, and it like disintegrates him, and he looks at the other guys like,
Michael Douglas is in this?
Yeah, Michael Douglas.
No, sorry, Michael Keaton.
I was going to say, that'd be a sweet
same universe.
I know. I mean, he's in that, man.
So Michael Keaton he gets mad at this guy, so he takes his gun and he shoots this alien gun at this guy, and it like disintegrates him, and then he's like looks at his other guys like, that wasn't the anti-gravity gun. so then he takes the hand piece and he gives it to the other guys. I guess you're the Shocker now. Oh. So that's all it was. And the other villain in this movie, that was another spoiler, that was the first After Tag movie, is there's a guy in the prison when he goes to prison at the end.
Yeah.
With a scorpion tattoo on his neck.
Oh.
Very, very subtle hint at who that villain is.
Craven.
It looks like they're building the Sinister Six then, because you have Shocker. Tinker's not one of the original ones, but I mean, what the heck? I mean, put him in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of characters where it's like, yeah, I've heard that name before, I just didn't really know it was that person.
Was it just like Easter egg on top of Easter egg?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The way he's describing that, I mean, come on. You have Damage Control from what Andy says, you have Shocker, Tinker, and then what was the other one you said?
Scorpion?
Yeah, Scorpion.
Yeah. And okay. And also, part of the movie that I didn't know going into it, I think it was a spoiler, I don't know if you guys knew about it. Now, obviously, Spider-Man's suit is teched up. Tony Stark, developed the suit for him. It's got tech in it.
Yeah.
With the eyes from Civil War and stuff. Well, what you find out when Spider-Man finds out that Tony Stark had a tracer in his suit. So him and his buddy go in and they're trying to tinker with it, and they're like, "Well, let's get this tracer out of here." And his friend's like, "Hey, there's like a program in here, and you're there's more stuff you can do with the suit than they're letting you." It's got this thing called the babysitting or training wheels, the training wheels thing. So he undoes that.
Did they
and he gets-
jailbreak the suit?
What? No. He gets
Jailbreak it like
he
an
gets full
iPhone.
access to his suit. He gets full access to his suit, and you find out that his suit has a voice in it, like Tony Stark's does.
Like Jarvis?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he voids the warranty
Wait.
on that suit.
Who is it like a generic robotic voice?
No. It's voiced by Jennifer Connelly.
What?
Which is also another little tiny Easter egg, because Jennifer Connelly
Was it
is
Hulk?
married to what's the guy Jarvis? What's his name?
Paul Bettany.
Yeah, she's married to Paul Bettany.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with the.
I thought you were going with the Hulk.
Because she was in Hulk.
I guess that is true.
I mean, technically, it's a Marvel movie, but it's not the MCU. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
part of
So
that
now
MCU.
Spider-Man has a robot in his head that he talks to. That's never been done before, but I didn't mind it. It's a Spider-Man for a new age.
And you know what? They could use it, like, you know, the way Iron Man used it with Jarvis. You know, you can have that quick, you know, you're doing this wrong, Tony, and it's like, shut up, Jarvis, I know what I'm doing. So you can have that kind of dynamic.
But they don't have that kind of dynamic though. Actually, when I was watching it, and he was like talking to her, and he was at one point he was locked in a bunker, and he was talking to her, and I almost felt like, oh great, he's gonna fall in love with this voice.
He's gonna go all her.
He's gonna go
I can't
total
tell
Joaquin
this girl
Phoenix.
that I like her. She's like, why? Why can't you tell her? I think you're
I
nice.
would pay to watch that movie. If that were the sequel, I'd watch that.
Actually, and it would actually make sense because he's a high schooler. So like,
If he spent the entire movie in his suit, sitting on a park bench, talking to himself, I would watch that.
no,
yeah.
even
Make
better.
Spider-Man a romantic comedy.
No, even better. On top of the Brooklyn Bridge with the
Ooh.
sunset, just standing on the
Oh,
sun. I know.
It's such a rom-com.
But yeah, so there's a very funny sequence after he gets full access to his suit when he's talking to he's like, voice lady, we need to go after these guys. She's like, okay, kill shot and engage. She's like, no kill shot, no kill shot.
I guess I only have two questions.
Yeah.
How's the best friend? I know in the trailers the best friend
He steals this movie.
the best friend to me in the trailers, you know, he was funny when he drops the Death Star, when he finds out you can walk on walls. I'm not Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, the best friend definitely steals this movie.
And the other one is I don't know what character he plays, but the guy from Dope and Grand Budapest Hotel.
The new Flash Thompson.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So something I didn't tell you guys. Okay, this is a high school movie, but he goes to a private high school.
Okay.
Okay, where they have scholarships for like smart kids. So it's all geeky kids. So like the cool kids in this high school are a part of the academic decathlon. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why Flash Thompson hates Peter Parker, is because when Peter Parker comes in, he's like, okay, I'm gonna be a part of the academic decathlon, and the teacher's like, okay, Flash, you're the first alternate now. So that's why he doesn't like him, and so
it's like nerd on nerd.
yes.
Smart is the new cool.
Because I mean, like I've heard people saying before, it's like that the kind of like jock bully has kind of died.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I mean, if you go on Twitter, it still hasn't. But still, I don't.
Well, I mean, the 30-year-old used to be jocks are still out there,
But I like that. I like that kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
The dynamic that he's, you know, I guess mad at Peter for, you know, being as smart as he is. So.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. There's some stuff I didn't give away because there's one scene where I don't want to spoil it for you. Like you have to see it fresh and not know what going in. But otherwise,
there's a 99% chance that I've already read it.
As far as stinger scenes, is there one? I mean, it's
well, the first one was when he goes to prison and he meets Scorpion, and then
you don't need to give away.
I know you'll stay to the end.
I know,
but all the way at the end of the credits, so throughout the movie, they keep showing clips or videos of Captain America doing these like PSAs for the high school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They show him a couple times, and at the end, the stinger is Captain America walking in front of the camera and be like, "Okay, what's this next one about?"
Oh.
So do we really need to do these anymore? This is a waste of everyone's time. Who's even watching this?
No,
So it's kind of a knock at like, oh, you guys all just stayed and watched, waiting for this.
One
Like
final,
the Ferris Bueller thing?
Yeah.
But I know
Again, Ferris Bueller.
I know from one final point and stuff, I heard this joke out of context, but apparently Hannibal Buress is the gym coach, and apparently there's a joke he says where they're showing the video to the kids, and he off camera, not off camera, but I guess
he okay. So he's showing the video to the kids just like a gym teacher is showing a video. It's like, oh, I don't need to pay attention. They're watching a video, and he's like, everyone watch this guy. I mean, I think he's a war criminal now, but still pay attention.
I like that. This is a great. When I heard that joke, it was like, yeah, he's probably right. Because I mean, you look at Civil War, he would.
Yeah. Right. But anyways, it was a fun movie. I recommend it. I think I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was perfect, but it was really fun.
All right. What do we get? What do we get? Time for two more?
I think one more.
All right. Well, let's talk about cable. So we got those new cable pictures this week.
Yes.
And we got the Domino picture.
Dope ass.
And
pics and stuff.
Like everyone on the internet, man, it's like, can we just continue being happy about Deadpool? Like, we just were singing its praises, and we were just talking about how great it was, and now we're pissed off.
What?
Like, well, I'm not.
People are pissed off?
Yeah, the internet, man. They're all pissed off about the Domino
thing. If you know the character Domino in the book,
they're like, she's not white. She needs a black ring around her eye. But they casted a black actress, and they gave her a white ring around her eye. Who gives a shit?
I know.
Like, you really think this movie's not going to be good still because of the casting?
Yeah.
And then also, I mean, you're right.
I think she looks good.
She does look good and stuff. And it doesn't matter if she's black and has a white ring. As long as they get her character right. As long as she, is the character in the books, in the comic books, in the movie, it doesn't matter what she looks like. Like when you were going with your review with SpiderMan, whether she is or she's not Mary Jane, they changed her race, and they, it's not red.
She's like a mix.
Yeah, so and it doesn't matter. Flash Thompson, they changed his race too because he's white in the books and stuff. So
I mean, like every character in the comic book is going to be a white guy.
Were written by white people.
Right? Yeah, and and it doesn't matter. And as
you write what you know.
And as far as the Josh Brolin, oh my goodness, he looks
he looks really
badass.
Good.
Right, I think he looks great. And but have you read some of the comments? People are just like, he's not big enough. Shut up! Are you?
Oh my goodness! But he's buff in those pics.
He looks so good as Cable. People are just like, should have been Lang.
Well, they're just used to.
Why?
Lang isn't any bigger than him.
Yeah, he's no bigger.
No, they're about the same size.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
you're just pissed off for the sake of being pissed off.
Did you read? Because they did interview Lang after the pics came out, and they interviewed and said, they're trying to see what your thoughts, and he loved it. He endorsed Brolin and stuff, and he says, yeah, I wish I could have been the player, but then he drops a line saying, but I have to do these Avatar movies. And then people went, what do you mean by that?
Oh, yeah.
So it turns out he's like doing the prequel for Avatar.
He's the villain in all 4 of the sequels to Avatar.
Yeah, but still.
Are they sequels or prequels?
No. Well,
I get off topic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Nobody cares. Those movies are bad.
But still, the point is, Josh Brolin, at first I thought it was a bad cast because, yes, I was rooting for Lang because I thought, oh, he looks perfect. Gray hair. He already has the gray hair. Just give him that, that cool scar and the metal arm. But, I mean, obviously you see a production team that loves Deadpool and loves that, they're trying their best to make this movie really good. Stuff.
Yeah, I liked the first one. I was never a big fan of the Deadpool comics and the characters. I didn't really know about them too much, but I liked the first one. It was funny. But everything that we've heard and seen about the new one, it seems like it's going to be a little more serious. I mean, as much as it can be with, Deadpool, but it feels like there's going to be a little bit meatier story to tell.
Well, all right. Speaking of movies that Andy doesn't like or didn't love or hasn't seen, Nat and I like to recite movies front to back, and Andy hasn't seen several of these movies that we like to talk about. So we're going to kick back and we're going to ruin a 1993 classic for him.
Going back to the 90s. Nice.
and Naru movies. Kevin and Naru movies that Andy's never seen.
On the third day of the expedition, they came across a giant rubber plant. Unfortunately, they could not cut it down, for as we know, money can't buy knives. Walking around the plant, they continued on the shores of Patusan.
Is there no way we could shut this chattering monkey up?
You know, I'd cut him, but I don't have a knife.
Alright, this is Kevin and Nat Rue Movies. Nat and I are gonna ruin the 1993 classic Surf Ninjas for Andy. And just spoiler alert, this is going to be full spoilers for Surf Ninjas.
Yeah, but we're gonna run this quick because first off, the movie's like 83 minutes. Like,
yeah, it's not a very long movie.
It's not a very long movie.
In fact, Nat and I rewatched it again just before sitting down to record this.
Yeah, and we finished it.
And we finished it.
Yeah, it's
a kids movie. And here's the thing, it is so dark. It is so
Well,
dark in content.
Those are the best kids movies.
It's got elements of dark, but then because it's a kids movie, they sweep it under the rug, going, "Don't worry about that."
My favorite kids movie was It growing up.
Let me break down for you what Surf Ninjas is. It's a movie about two kids who are refugees of a foreign land called Patusan, and spoiler alert, not real.
Yeah, it's fake.
How is that a spoiler?
Because it's not real.
We don't want you to believe that it's actually a real land.
I didn't want you to get your hopes up. And their parents have been killed by a dictator, and he's sending ninjas to kill them, and they kidnap their stepfather, and he tortures him. I mean, it's dark stuff for a kids movie.
And we go, okay, and then we forgot to mention that, at first the evil dictator, he attacked the homeland when they were babies. Oh no, the oldest was like maybe 4, and then the little brother was like a baby.
He was a baby.
So they ran away from Patusan to the beautiful land of
California.
San Jose, California.
You know what? But before we continue, I feel like we have to preface that. Andy, in Jamaica, when in Sandals, Jamaica, when someone says "Hey man," you have to say
"Hey man"
right back at him.
Now, in Patusan, when they say "Kwansoon, dude,"
you respond with "Kwansu, dude."
Yeah.
Now, throughout this review, Nat and I are going to be dropping that at various points, and
you can say Kwansoon. You need to say the dude part, but just say.
I would recommend you do the dude part because it's a nice.
It rolls
reading.
off. It rolls off.
I will do the dude,
but it's when it happens. If you don't respond, it's customary in Patusan that you lose a hand for that.
So basically,
again, watch Surf Ninjas.
Wait, okay.
So they're very strict about being laid back.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, it's surf culture. But there's
chill.
rules.
It's all chill. But going back to what Kevin's saying, yeah, they live in San Jose with a guardian, which they believe is their dad. But, they're just normal kids.
They're normal kids, and I'm going to take it away from you because the movie starts off, they're surfing. 15-year-old Johnny is ripped. He's played by 21-year-old Ernie Reyes Jr. Nat and I were trying to decide if maybe he was related to you in some way, shape, or form.
He's in California, and
he is a Reyes.
He is a Reyes.
I don't know.
Anyways,
could it be like a cousin from a cousin of another cousin?
The Reyes side of our family kind of cut us off, but...
Oh.
So, you're surfing, and they come back in, they go into their dad's, their house, and they're like, getting ready for school and stuff, and their dad's like, hey, turn that Van Halen off. It's not Van Halen.
It's not Van Halen. it's a generic, like, Van Halen.
It's royalty-free metal.
So they couldn't get the rights to the song, but they can still say the name?
Yeah. I think it's fair use.
It's fair use if you drop the name, but...
Anyways, so now Iggy comes in to play. Iggy is Johnny's best friend. Iggy is played by 29-year-old Rob Schneider.
Not best friend, classmates in high school.
29-year-old Rob Schneider is playing a junior in high school.
I guess it.
We did the math. He's receding in his hairline. It's bad.
And before you're like, wait, hold on. You're trying to remember where Rob Schneider was in his life while making the movie. He had
Kwansu, dude.
Kwansu, dude.
He had just coming off Saturday Night Live. So
it was towards the end of his Saturday Night Live career.
So people know he's a comedian who's done Saturday Night Live, pretending to be a high schooler now. And then from there, it goes from ninjas are trying to kill these kids, and then all of a sudden, a guy with an eye patch comes, and he's like, "I was sent to protect you and stuff. I will, we have to go back to your homeland because we have to vanish the evil dictator."
Played by Leslie Nielsen. There is no one more fearful than Leslie Nielsen.
Yep.
There is a scene in this movie on Patusan where he is sharpening an electric knife. And
we don't know what he's doing with the electric knife.
I feel like we forgot something important about Leslie Nielsen.
Oh yeah, the look of him. He's not just wearing a robe. He's not just normal Leslie Nielsen. No.
Oh, he was crushed by an elephant.
Yeah, he got his head crushed by an elephant. So he now looks like a mixture of Dr. Doom / Deathstroke, where half of his face is like robotic.
Oh, okay.
And then he's got a robot hand. We don't know.
And how he got crushed by an elephant and survived, it's movie magic.
It should have been like the mountain, how he crushed the viper's head. It should have been just splat and stuff.
Is it safe to say he's more machine than man at this point?
Yes.
In the movie wants you to believe that, but when you see the movie, you see he's just wearing a rubber mask.
You'll see him wearing the metal side of his head, and you're thinking, I'd buy it, but then he turns around and he's growing hair out the back of it. If you're the costume designer, don't you think, hey, I should shave that?
But then again, like we were talking about, this was a kids' movies in the 90s. They're like, kids are stupid. They don't care. They won't notice this.
This was the height of martial arts in America, though.
Oh, yeah, it was.
We loved ninjas.
We loved Kung Fu.
90s.
We loved... it was the same time
Surf
of like...
ninjas brought Asian ass-kicking to white households everywhere.
Yeah, I would say...
Anyways, we're getting really...
Okay, so hold on.
Ruining this review.
So basically, they go back to... They beat the ninjas that they're trying to, or there to assassinate them. So the guy with the eye patch says, we got to go back to the homeland.
Oh, and his name is Zatch, and I have a feeling that his name is Zatch because the writers were so lazy that they were like, what rhymes with eye patch?
Zatch. So they kidnap the Guardian, the guy who took care of them when, growing up in California. They kidnap him, so they're like, we have to go and get him back. So they go through this whole journey of, meeting, people. Apparently there's a revolution going on.
There's a revolution going on for Patusan. Now,
Kwanzaa, dude.
Kwanzaa, dude. Now, there's a revolution going on, and so Zatch takes Johnny and his brothers. Oh, yeah, but also he blows up their house. And it's not, you're just like, oh, he blew up a house. No. Remember how I said this movie is dark? He blew up, the explosion is huge. Not only did he kill every ninja in there, which I guess is fine because they were trying to kill him, but he definitely, these houses are close. And he definitely killed the neighbors.
And all he did was he opened the oven door, let the gas run, and lit a candle. And then
they left.
And they left. And that's what caused a huge explosion.
But the movie wants you to blame Rob Schneider because right before it happens, he goes, what if the house blows up? House blows up.
So he believes like, whatever I say happens.
So now they go to a Chinese restaurant. I guess no, it's a Patusan restaurant because
Kwanzaa, dude.
Kwanzaa, dude.
All right.
Anyway, so he goes to this Chinese restaurant. Johnny doesn't know how to fight. They're getting attacked by ninjas. All of a sudden, a light shines down, and Johnny knows how to fight. All of a sudden, it's like a mutant gene, which I'm led to believe that Surf Ninjas is part of the X-Men franchise.
Which will come in play because before they get attacked, they go to the restaurant and then the owner's like, "Oh, Your Highness, we're gonna throw a celebration," and they bring this girl.
Oh yeah, Johnny has been promised to this guy's daughter because they arrange marriages in Patusan.
Which he's like, well, okay, I've never met you before, but okay, whatever, I'll marry your daughter. So they bring his daughter, played by
Kelly Hu. Or you might know her as Lady Deathstrike from X2. Again, I'm pretty sure this is part of the X-Men universe.
Or China White from Arrow.
Oh, okay. Or the sorceress from Scorpion King, as Nat and I know her.
Yeah. So he's promised to marry her, and he's like, sweet, I get to marry a chick.
He's like, I don't have to date. So he meets her, and he's like, you want to go to the mall?
And then the guy goes, no, you already promised to her. She's your wife now. Like, she's going to be your wife. No dating, no...
So now all this stuff happens, right? And now they're like, okay, well, cool, we're going to Pachizan. We're going to go save our dad. So they're going to Pachizan. They're going to get on a boat. And guess who shows up? It's the cop from the beginning of the movie that we forgot to tell you about, played by Tone Loc.
Which, I mean, to be fair, he doesn't have a lot of screen time. So us glossing over him and just like, whatever.
The best part of this whole thing is they get on the ship and they're going to Pachizan. And they knock out and they handcuff Tone Loc. Tone Loc comes out of the room that they had him handcuffed in, and they go, how'd you get free? He goes, I had a key. They go, how'd you have a key?
We searched you.
We searched you. And he goes, I swallowed it. They said, how'd you know you're going to need the key? Because I swallowed it on Tuesday. Well, why'd you swallow it on Tuesday? I swallow it every Tuesday.
Now, we've been debating.
Nat seems to think the biggest problem here...
The biggest problem he has is that he had... Oh, Kevin's biggest problem is that he must have shit the key out of him.
Uh-huh. And right, if you swallow a key on a Tuesday, this movie may have happened on Tuesday night, it may have happened on Wednesday afternoon, I don't know. They don't reference any of that.
They don't put those...
But if you swallow a key, the only way you're getting that key out is if you poop it out. He had to have dug through his own crap. Now, so when he came out of that room, he should have had poop all over his hands.
Now, my point I'm trying to make, and I'm trying to say...
Kwansu, dude!
Kwansu, dude. My point I'm trying to make is, why the hell are you swallowing the key every Tuesday night?
Because he's got to be prepared. He said that. He said, I swallowed every Tuesday. I got to be prepared.
Why? What makes you think I need to swallow this key every Tuesday?
You know what? Okay, so Tone Loc swallows this key. Now, they're on the boat, and then it does a montage of the boat going from ocean to ocean to ocean to country, but it's a map with like a game piece.
They don't even have the money for that.
And you see the dude's finger moving the boat.
Oh my gosh.
It's the best montage of all.
So basically, they get to the island, they have a big battle with against Leslie Nielsen, and that's when Ernie Reyes with a katana.
They get to the first before they get to the island. You are jumping ahead. Before they get to the island, Andy, what happens is they fall down into a shaft of the stuff where they've got all these knives and stuff, and for Johnny to become a ninja warrior master. And so he finds a knife, he gets a sword, does all this stuff. Then what happens is they're like, okay, we got to get to the island. They look at the island through binoculars, and they're like, oh, well, how are we going to get there? There's all these guns, there's all these people. And he's like, well, we could go around to the back. How do we get around to the back? And so his brother Adam, who we haven't really talked to you about, he's like, oh, trees. I see surfboards. So now there's no montage. It cuts directly to all of a sudden all the trees have been carved into surfboards. I don't know what the time frame is, but they act like it happened in 3 hours. That they carved all these trees into surfboards and that they taught all the Pakistanis how to surf.
Yeah, and they look like they're well finished boards, like we're talking about, like.
So they surf around to the other side of the island. They climb up the thing. They throw dynamite, killing more people. Again, the content super dark.
Yep.
So then they go down and they have this battle. Now we're right where Nat said we were.
Okay, so they're fighting Leslie Nielsen, and then what we glossed over was.
Leslie Nielsen has a robot hand. He's afraid to get wet. He doesn't want to get wet because if he gets wet, his stuff will it'll like.
But what we glossed over was the little brother. His journey in the movie is
with a Game Gear.
He has a Sega Game Gear, and apparently the game he's playing, he's predicting what's happening, and he can choose what happens.
Kind of like choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So he helps his brother fight Leslie.
So what happens is before this happens, right? We're gonna show you a clip because we can't really explain it as well as we want to. So let's just play this clip and we'll explain to the audience what's happening. So now,
I don't know.
Leslie Nielsen's hand gets wet.
I'm wet! Ah! I'm okay!
So now,
hold on.
What we didn't tell you.
There's the Game Gear that he has and stuff.
What we forgot to tell you was during this whole battle, his brother basically makes Leslie Nielsen jerk off. Leslie Nielsen grabs a big handful of Leslie Nielsen's junk.
No, it's right here. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Wait for it.
You have a sword, I don't have my gun. Don't you want this to be a fair fight?
My gosh, so cheesy.
Oh, it is. Right there.
And he's enjoying it. He's enjoyed that.
Oh my gosh.
So, what happens is Leslie Nielsen grabs himself violently, and he
and then he kicks him into water.
Then he kicks him into water, and he explodes, and he becomes Leslie Nielsen.
And how
dead.
he survives an elephant crushing his head, and then him dying from electrocution.
And we forgot to tell you, this guy falls down the stairs a bunch of times. It's hilarious. Anyways, watch Surf Ninjas, you'll see it. So, end of the movie, you'll never, ever believe the end of the movie unless you see it for yourself.
Okay.
So, there's a scene in the middle of the movie that we forgot to tell you about where this monk comes to visit the high school, and Johnny, because he's the only Asian student apparently in Southern California, has to perform a ritual and a song and dance for him, and he performs the Beach Boys' Barbara Ann. Now, the best part about that is, I remember being a kid in the 90s, and I don't remember nothing making me happier than the Beach Boys. That is a question all in itself. Now, we could tell you how this movie ends, but there's no way you're going to believe it unless you see it. So we're going to play one more clip, and then we'll be done.
Oh, wow. Is that guy holding a joint?
No. I don't know why he's doing that.
It's like, A-okay.
A-okay. And that's how the movie ends.
Also, I think we forgot to tell you that monk's name is Baba Ron. So when they did it the first time, they did it as Baba Ron.
Oh my gosh.
That's Surf Ninjas. I feel like we probably covered everything for the most part. That's Surf Ninjas. Based off our review, would you watch this movie?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like based off just the two clips that I saw, that it looks like this movie is as all over the place as your review was.
Yes, it is.
I don't think it convinced me to watch it. No,
it's fine. It's not one
I've
of those
successfully avoided watching it till now, and I think I will continue to.
All right, we're coming up to the end of the episode here, and what we like to do with each and every episode is we like to play a little game that we've created called Taglines.
Hey, it's time for Taglines. No, Mom, it's not a waste of our time.
All right, so Taglines is a really easy game to play. I'm going to be leading this since I lost the game last time. Well, what I will do is I'll give each of these guys an opportunity to guess a tagline that I give them. If they guess the tagline right off the bat, you get 5 points. And then you can also get 4 hints, which is either the director, the year the movie came out, the genre, or a quote. And each hint takes away 1 point from their total. So let's start it out.
Round 1, fight.
Nat, your tagline is, some people can never believe in themselves until someone believes in them.
Oh. Okay, I'm just gonna go right at the bat. The Secret Life of Pets.
No, that is not the right answer.
Radio.
Okay. No, that is also wrong. Nat, you want a hint?
Yes. Give me the director.
The director of this movie is Gus Van Sant.
Good Will Hunting.
Oh, and Nat gets the point.
That's 4. Four, and we're playing up to 10 points, so I have 4.
Yep. And I will tell you guys right now, there is a theme to these taglines, and I don't know if you figured out if that will help. I'm just saying it. All right. So, Kevin, your tagline is, feel the speed, feel the rush.
Speed.
That would work for speed, but no, that is the wrong answer.
Premium Rush.
Oh, also the wrong answer.
Oh, okay.
Let me get the year it came out.
The year this movie came out was 2011. Feel the speed, feel the rush.
Camp Rock. I'm drawing a blank.
Completely wrong.
I'm drawing a...
Nat, 2011.
I know. The only thing that comes up to mind is Driven.
Nope.
Okay.
Can I get the genre?
All right. The genre, and this is based off what IMDb says, action, crime, thriller.
Drive Angry.
Nope.
Okay, 2011. Oh, my goodness.
Feel the speed, feel the rush. 2011. Action crime thriller.
Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Talladega Nights.
Nope. Okay.
Okay, let me get the director.
The director of this movie is Justin Lin.
Fast 5.
That is correct.
Damn it.
So 2?
Yeah, 2. Because we went,
Yeah.
two.
Only down by half.
No, we got
because
1 point for that. Because we gave you three hints.
I am down by more than half.
Okay, so 1.
1. You know what? No shutout. I'm on the board.
So score 1 to 4.
All right. Going to Nat now.
Round 2. Fight.
Your tagline is a higher class of hero.
Higher class hero.
A higher class of hero.
Super.
Incorrect.
Yeah, The Incredibles.
Nope.
Give me the director.
Nat, the director of this movie is Guy Ritchie.
Oh, wait, what was it? What was the tagline again?
A higher class of hero.
Guy Ritchie. Oh, I can't. Rock and Roller.
4. Nope. Were they high class in the movie?
No, it wasn't, but that's the first thing that came to mind.
Let me get the year it came out.
The year it came out was 2015.
It's Sour Heist.
No. 2015?
Nat.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember. Damn it. What was the one that he made? Sherlock Holmes, Game of Shadows.
Incorrect.
Alright, let me get the genre.
The genre is action, adventure, comedy.
It is shit. The Adventures of Pluto Nash.
No, absolutely not.
I know the movie.
2015.
I'm trying to. King Arthur.
Nope.
I think that's it.
Are we ready for a quote?
Oh, we have a quote still? Give me a quote.
The first quote is man number 1. For a special agent, you're not having a very special day, are you? Woman. So you're a thief, but you don't wear a mask?
Cadet Kelly. I'm out.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I guess it's up to me, right? It's Snatch. I know it's not the right answer.
Snatch? No.
Alright, so...
No, that's it. That movie was The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Damn it! I knew it! Alright. Okay.
I think that was... Actually, we started with Nat on that one, so...
Yeah.
This one will start with you, Kevin. Your tagline is... Enter an age undreamed of.
Tron Legacy?
Oh, good guess, though.
Tron.
Piggybacking on Kevin's answer. Also wrong.
Alright.
Let me get the year it came out.
The year this movie came out was 2011.
Give me the quote again.
The tagline is Enter an age undreamed of.
Black Knight.
Inception.
No, good guess though.
Oh, damn it.
Let me get the director.
The director, for probably a little help, is Marcus Nispel.
Wow, that did so much for me.
Nispel?
2011.
2011. Enter an age undreamed of.
Not Tron Legacy.
No. Nat?
A Winter's Tale.
Nope, that's also wrong.
Let me get a quote.
Okay, the first quote for you. I live, I love, I slay, and I am content.
King Arthur.
No.
I like this game better when I'm asking the questions.
Nat, you get a quote. Yes. Also, your quote is, run from me, and I will tear apart the mountains to find you. I will follow you to hell.
2011, right?
Yes.
And what was the tagline?
Enter an age undreamed of. I based off this movie, I don't think that's a great tagline.
Okay.
Just saying.
All I can think of is Cloud Atlas.
Nope. Kevin, you get the genre now.
Yeah, give me that.
That's gonna help. Action, adventure, fantasy.
Golden Compass.
No.
Jupiter's Ascending.
That is also wrong. Another movie passed by. That movie was Conan the Barbarian.
That's a horrible tagline.
That's what I said.
All right, next one.
Okay. Your tagline is, we accept the love we think we deserve.
Trainwreck.
Nope. Kevin looks like he's got it.
I thought I did.
We accept the love we think we deserve.
Love Actually.
No, I love that movie.
Give me the director.
The director is, okay, wow, I'm gonna botch this. Steven Chbosky?
The Butterfly Effect. I know that right.
Crazy Stupid Love.
That is also incorrect. Nat?
The year.
The year was 2012.
What was it? What the line? The tagline? It was
We accept the love we think we deserve.
accept love, and
So true.
well, the director was
Steven Chbosky.
Premium Rush. That's not right.
Nope.
Okay, give me all that information.
The tagline is, we accept the love we think we deserve.
Marley and Me.
No.
I guess a quote.
Quote? Okay. Nat, your quote is, I dare you to kiss the prettiest girl in the room on the lips. And notice I charitably said girl and not person because let's face it, I'd smoke all you bitches. That's a long quote. I thought you'd get it off of that.
The House Bunny.
Kevin.
Give me my quote.
Your quote is, I think you're really going to regret that haircut when you look back at old photographs. I'm really sorry. That sounds like a compliment in my head.
I feel like one, that was aimed at me. And two, man of the house.
Nope. Oh, so we're almost going to lose this one too.
So what's left?
The genre.
I guess the genre.
You got is drama, romance.
Yeah, I figured that from the quotes and the and the taglines. Right now I'm just.
I might not have enough taglines for this game.
Oh, you better come up with new ones because I can't. Batman Forever.
God, try a little bit harder.
August Rush.
Nope. All right, another tagline lost. That movie was The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, yeah, I see that now.
I knew.
All right, you guys will get this one, I'm sure. And we're starting with Kevin.
Pick better movies next time.
The tagline is, the Earth's darkest day will be man's finest hour.
The Day the Earth Stood Still?
Nope.
Man of Steel.
Also incorrect.
Alright.
Let me get the year it came out.
The year it came out was 1998.
Give me the quote again.
The Earth's darkest day will be man's finest hour.
Deep Impact.
Ooh, incorrect.
Independence Day.
Also incorrect.
What?
Let me get the director.
The director, you'll get it, is Michael Bay.
Armageddon.
That is correct. Finally.
I was debating in my head Armageddon and Deep Impact.
I was gonna say Armageddon if you.
And I wasn't sure.
If you said something else, I was gonna say Armageddon. All right. So that was.
Wow.
You got the director and the year, so that's 3 points.
So
I'm up
we're
to
tied.
3.
We're tied 4.
You're up to 4, so 4 to 4.
4 to 4.
All right.
Feels good.
That started with Kevin, so this next one will start with Nat.
All right.
All roads lead to this.
Road to Perdition.
Incorrect.
Give me that quote again.
All roads lead to this is the tagline.
Whatever.
For this movie.
Yeah.
I invented this game and I can't remember the rules. All roads lead to this. Infinity War.
Wrong.
Give me the director.
The director, Justin Lin.
What was the tagline?
All roads lead to this.
The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Ooh, incorrect.
You gotta be kidding.
Give me the year it came out.
You're still going off of.
Oh, I'm going off that. He got it. Okay. Star Trek Beyond.
Incorrect.
What was it year?
Nat, the year was 2013.
Furious 7.
Ooh, incorrect.
Can I have all that information?
2013, directed by Justin Lin. All roads lead to this.
All roads lead to this. That would be Drive Angry.
Oh, incorrect.
Fast and Furious 6.
Okay.
What is this process of elimination?
Yeah. Is it?
Well, you didn't get another hint, but technically we should take the point away, right? Because he.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just whatever. Take it away from
Yeah.
the
All right,
the
that is correct.
Okay. So.
You got 3.
Okay, so 7. 7 to 4.
7 to 4.
You were just gonna
That
keep
one
going.
started with Nat,
I know,
right?
Yeah, you started with me, so it's
Okay, Kevin. Ooh, good luck on this one. Your tagline is, the gods need a hero.
Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
Ooh, incorrect.
Finish him!
Immortals.
Get correct.
That was 7, 8, 9. You played at 10, right?
Yeah.
He just won. Oh man, I was worried we weren't gonna have enough taglines.
Oh my god, Immortals?
Yeah, I love that movie.
It's such a bad movie. Oh.
Did you guys figure out the theme?
Yeah, DC. It was all Justice League.
All movies starring people that are in the movie The Justice League.
When you were doing Ezra Miller, all I could think in my head was Trainwreck, and I'm like, no, he's done other stuff.
That was on my list of taglines.
I forgot that, I forgot
all the way at the bottom of the shelf, just like it.
And I feel bad for forgetting The Man of U.N.C.L.E. because I do like Guy Ritchie, but I forgot that movie. So well, tell the listeners.
All right, I am the loser, and Nat is the still reigning taglines champion of the world.
We gotta make a belt for him.
Which means I have to watch whatever Nat wants me to watch now, and on our next episode I'll have to review it just like Andy had to review Banshee. So Nat, what are you subjecting me to?
It's a good show, I would say. People love the show. I wouldn't say it is as cool as Banshee, but it's pretty good. You're gonna watch The West Wing, and you're not starting at season 1. No. I'm jumping you all the way to season 3, episode 12.
The West Wing?
Yes.
Are you messing with me?
No, I'm not. And you're watching 100,000 Airplane. That's the name of the episode. Season 3. Episode 12 of The West Wing.
All right, well, in 2 weeks when we do this next episode, I might kill myself, so I may not be back.
You better be back.
So
you gotta record this podcast.
There's that. That's it, I guess, for this episode of Last in Line. Follow us at Last in Line Pod on Twitter and like us on Facebook at Last in Line Podcast.
Also, drop us if you have any recommendations for TV shows and episodes for our game. You can mail them at thelastinlinepodcast@gmail.com.
Also, if there's anything that you think Nat and I should ruin for Andy, send an email over to that as well, or shoot us a message on the Facebook. Nat, where can the kids find you?
At Nat Martin 24 on Twitter and also on the grams.
Andy?
Apparently on my front driveway because my house is now a bus stop. But you can also find me on the grams and the tweets at Andy's Alter Ego.
And you can find me on Instagram at Hey I'm Kevin with 2 N's. So that's it for this episode of Last in Line. Join us next week, or in 2 weeks, for the next episode 3.